All right, what's up, everybody, and welcome to Fantasy Football Come True Outtake. You can catch us every week right here on YouTube and all social media outlets. You can also catch our Fantasy Football Come True 30-minute show every week on Tobacco Road Sports Radio. It's every Saturday at 8:30 a.m. That is, of course, the show that I host. But here on Fantasy Football Come True Outtake, these guys here, B. Foster and Ron Fun, they do not need a host. And I'll tell you why. Because they don't. That's why. They're going to tell you what the deal is each week, what players they're putting on their bread on, and that is what they do. So here we go. Fantasy Football Come True Outtake, B. Foster and Ron Fun. Ron Fun, turning it over to you, baby.
Hello, everybody. Want to thank y'all for joining. Just also want you to consider the fact that we've changed our format somewhat last week, and it actually turned out to be really good. Brian Foster and I aren't just doing this for you all. We're also doing this for us, and we actually take this reasonably serious for our own cash games and our own GPPs that we play. And although the last week's format was all over the place, if you actually followed the logic, you actually did really well last week. Last week we had we did a 20-entry GPP, and 9 of our entries actually hit last week, and it was also based on our logic from last week. We also had some very strong cash plays that we recommended. I'm calling them cheat codes. Brian has some cheat codes that we just, you put them in your lineups, you're good. And we talked about things. We talked about Aaron Jones last week. Do you want to go with Aaron Jones or Devontae Adams? And Brian pushed me to say, look, I think you can recreate a cheaper Aaron Jones than you can recreate a cheaper Devontae. And if you recreated a cheaper Aaron Jones through other means, you won. And, you know, that's where I'm starting at. And right now we're freestyling for this week as well. And I can't tell you if it's going to be as successful, but we've been on a roll here with our analysis and our thoughts. So, B, you got any cheat codes this week? Are any of your cheat codes the same from last week to this week?
Well, man, I mean, if I just go to, so I got 3 kind of obvious guys. I would say obvious. So last week, I'll just talk about, so last week you mentioned, a cheaper Aaron Jones. And we talked, may not have said this exact thing on the show, but, I thought that Jonathan Taylor was a cheaper Aaron Jones, just based on his skill set, based on the fact that he's sharing a backfield, much like Aaron Jones is. But he was playing against a weak defense. And I thought he would get, 15 to 20 carries, and he could be successful with that for, like $1,500 cheaper, actually, like $1,800 cheaper, which would allow you to go somewhere else. And then you could get Devontae Adams. So you didn't have both of those guys. And, Jonathan Taylor blew up, man. It's blow up week. We've been waiting on it all year. Since early in the year, man, we've been talking about Jonathan Taylor. And he finally paid off for us, 33.5 points at 5,800. And hopefully you was on him last week, because this week everybody's going to be on that train, man. I think you still have to get on it, though. Even though everybody else is going to be on it, you still have to get on it, because they're playing Houston. Houston can't stop anybody, anywhere. Deshaun Watson is losing all of his weapons. I think Brandon Cooks may come back this week, but Jonathan Taylor, man, 7,200. The Colts have been riding him. I think they keep riding him. I think he's in for another big week.
Okay. Another cheat code you gave me was Ayuk, and I can't lie. When you told me Ayuk, I was like, who is he? I knew he played for the 49ers. I didn't have his stats, but then when I looked at his stats last week, I said, "Oh, yeah, I got to get this guy in my lineup."
Yeah,
like, I didn't even waste no time once I went through his stuff. Is he still a cheat code, or does the matchup change things with Dallas? Do they not?
Man, if it was a cheat code last week, it's the super duper cheat code this week. Not only I'm still gonna get those 10 targets that I've been getting, I'm getting it against Dallas, and I'm getting it without Deebo Samuel. So I'm looking probably 10 to 12 more percent target share here. So I'm looking, instead of 10 targets, I might get 12 or 15 targets out of IU. And he's getting some of those jet sweeps. He's getting a couple handoffs. Kyle Shanahan, one of those creative offensive coordinators in the league. I like what he's doing with IU, man. And they got Mullins back there. I mean, Mullins has been solid, but again, he's a young QB. He's going to lock in on one or two guys, man. And Ayuk has been that guy. So against Dallas, I mean, we know what we like against Dallas. We're gonna like Jeff Wilson too if Mostert is out, but I think that's fine. I think you can easily play both of them against Dallas. Multiple positions have eaten against Dallas this year. Again, man, get the shirts printed. Don't overthink it.
Man, I mean, the man has only played 10 games this year, and he has at least 5 games above 20 points. I mean, 6,300.
He's a monster, man. Kyle Shanahan been talking him up this week again. I mean, the guys in for listen. Everybody's on him. Everybody's gonna be on him. It might be one. I don't think it's gonna be one. It's still some different places you can go, but I'm gonna tell you a few places you need to go, even if you think the public's gonna be there. I think you need to play Derrick Henry this week against Detroit. I think you need to play IU this week against Dallas. I think you need to play Jonathan Taylor against Houston. And if Mostert is out, you probably got to play Jeff Wilson too, man. So you can figure the rest of your 5 guys out. But that's 4 of them. That's almost really close to a lot for you this week.
Yep. Now, last week, we talked about David Montgomery, because 2 weeks ago, David Montgomery was a cheat code for me.
Mm-hmm.
And the question was, when he was 5,500, we knew it was cheap. Mm-hmm. 6,500, the question is he too expensive? But I said, he's going against Houston.
Yeah, you was on it.
So, with who's playing Houston this week?
Minnesota. They got Minnesota plays Minnesota and Chicago this week.
No. I was, my bad. I was trying to support your view on Jonathan Taylor.
Okay.
Like, Indianapolis is going against Houston, and it should be another smash spot for that running back.
Yeah. Now, see, and this is how we play GPPs. We talked about GPPs early, so I gave you the 4 plays that people are going to be in love with. Like, it's not a secret out here. This is not, you're not going to shock anybody if you have those guys in your lineup. But if I want to be a sharp GPP player, this is what I do. I know that people are going to be on Derrick Henry, so let me get on AJ Brown and Ryan Tannehill side. You know what I mean? And Derrick Henry could still have a good game. He could still have a good game, but if he doesn't which he probably will go snooping on you now. But as you know, Ron, we've talked about just play Tannehill and Henry. That's kind of counterintuitive to a lot of GPP strategies, because you want it's kind of negative correlation there. But we've seen Tannehill and Henry both have monster games and come through, and that's not a common thing that people want to do, man. What do you think about that this week?
Hey, we talked about that early in the season, Tannehill and Henry, and I said, I know it sounds crazy. And then last week, you and I couldn't determine which one we wanted to go with. We said, look, is it a Derrick Henry week or is it a Tannehill week? Mm-hmm. And you play some lineups with one, you play some lineups with the other, or you play both. With a GPP, last week we had success stacking the quarterback with the 2 wide receivers and bringing them back with somebody else. Mm-hmm. Our Tannehill stacks did not place because it wasn't enough to go around for AJ Brown and Corey Davis. Tannehill and AJ Brown did really well together, but Davis let that group down last week. But if you brought it back with the right guy coming back from the other team, you had some success you could have placed. I just don't know if Tennessee generates enough offense to stack the whole Tennessee offense. So you're going to have to pick or do that contrarian of what you just said, B. Take Tannehill and Henry. You can't. I don't think you can go 2 wide receivers deep on a stack with Tennessee. Maybe you can go AJ Brown, Henry, and Tannehill. That could be interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't go third. If you're building one with these exceptions, you can't go too deep with wide receivers with Tennessee.
So what's your favorite quarterback, wide receiver, or even 2 wide receiver stack this week with a bring back? You got a favorite one you like this week?
I'm loving it. I really am loving this Atlanta Tampa Bay game. I know it sounds kind of hokey, but I'm liking that game, and I'm also, if Chicago Bears defense wasn't as good as it is, I would be looking at that Minnesota game, because you can pick Robinson. You know Robinson don't get all that work, and I wish I could go with what's that guy?
Thielen. You could go Thielen or Jefferson.
Thielen or Jefferson. That's 2.
Mm-hmm.
That could be an interesting second game. Buffalo, Denver. What do you think? What's another game? What you think?
So I like your Atlanta Tampa Bay call. The only thing there is, who do I stack Brady with? Mike Evans, Godwin, Gronk. That's my problem. I don't know, but hey, maybe you do Brady with Evans and Godwin, Brady with Godwin and Gronk, Brady with Evans and Gronk. Maybe you make you a couple of them, but that's the only problem with Brady. I have he spreads it around so much.
Or take Brady and Godwin and bring back with both the other ones.
Only person I like on Atlanta is Ridley. So who is Julio gonna play? I don't know if Julio's playing.
Gage came through. Gage came through last week.
Oh, did he? Okay, what Gage do last week? He's off my radar.
18 points.
Okay.
45.
Okay.
He was 4,500.
Okay.
So I did have some stacks with Atlanta make it to placing last week.
Okay.
Because of the fact you had Ridley, Gage at 18 points, and he was so cheap, it allowed you to get some other guys. They had Eckler. Eckler was in one of the optimizers. So it was Eckler, Gage, and Ridley.
Okay.
So that kind of helped you shoot up last week.
Okay, yeah, I like Gage. Okay, yeah, I like the Gage call. He's what, 47 this week?
This week he's 47.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that could. Yeah, I like that.
Last week, in my opinion, games were lopsided. So the bring back guy didn't work out. So Seattle put up a lot of points, but the Jets bring back was trash.
Yeah.
The same with other stacks last week. The bring back didn't work last week.
Mm-hmm.
So, when I looked at the Millie Maker last week, that guy was able to stack appropriately, and he didn't have any greenbacks, or at least people that placed high, stacked appropriately one side of the equation, and they didn't have any greenbacks. And all of my greenbacks were strong last week. They just didn't get to the higher end of the placement. They placed, but didn't place really high. I'm really surprised that 9 out of 20 placed. They just weren't the top of the placement chain.
I got you.
But coming back to me on the cheat code. Cheat code for me, man. We talked about 2 of them. I think I might have mentioned Allen Robinson for me is a cheat code.
Yeah,
he's especially.
I like him and Trubisky this week, and I like the tight end Komet. Everybody's looking to Jimmy Graham because he got the touchdown last week. But if you look, Komet is slowly taking over that tight end spot. I hate that Jimmy Graham's getting the red zone looks. Like I was watching that game, and what they did, they sent 3 wide receivers to one side and had Jimmy Graham all alone matched up one-on-one on the other side in the red zone. And Trubisky just threw him a back shoulder pass for Jimmy Graham to catch a touchdown. Right. But over the past several weeks, Komet has played 79, 78, and 85% of the snaps. Well, Jimmy Graham has only played 35, 49, and 48% of the snaps. So, I mean, Jimmy Graham is getting boosted by that touchdown, which is valid. He's still getting red zone looks, which are big. But I like Komet to eventually pop off. He's only 3,000. He's going to eventually pop off for you. We just got to be there when he finally does pop off. He's had 7 targets in back-to-back games. And back-to-back games, he had 7 targets. He's getting Minnesota this week. I like that. I like that matchup. So I like going Trubisky with Robinson and Komet, and then I bring it back with either Thielen or Jefferson.
I'm not disagreeing with any of that. I like that as a play too, because Trubisky is pretty cheap, so he helps you out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had a bunch of lineups last week. Last week I was feeling myself. Last week, last Sunday morning, I came up with Trubisky. I had Hurts. I had all the cheap Russian equity quarterbacks in lineup, and I said, let me tighten up a little bit. But had I played Trubisky, 25 points off of 5,600, that's huge. You know, I actually did have some Trubisky lineups in the GPP stuff, but like, look, man, I think Robinson is the isolated play from that team if you can fit him. If you can't fit him at 7,400, you know, you can go somewhere else. But if you can't pay up for Tyreek Hill, if you can't pay up for DK Metcalf, you can get you a cheap, reasonably cheap, good wide receiver in Robinson at 7,400. That's all. I'm just trying to help you. Everybody knows Tyreek Hill and Adams. I'm just trying to help you find something else a little cheaper that is consistent.
Yeah, no, I love Robinson, man. And speaking of cheap quarterbacks, man, I think that's where we got to go this week. It's Matt. So we got Trubisky at 55. Do I find the 400 to get up to Hurts at 59? Or do I pay 100 more up to get up to Taysom Hill? As we sitting here, I'm starting to get a little interested in this Kansas City New Orleans game. Kansas City New Orleans. I love that it's at 425. Just so I can sit back and watch my team chase down all these lineups. But let's see, Kansas City and New Orleans, which this is, you know, people might be on it, got a 50-point total, 51.5, 3-point spread. So I got a close game going back and forth. Taysom Hill, you know, I hate on Taysom Hill early on. You know what I'm saying? I was mad they didn't give Winston the opportunity to start. You know, the first 2 games, Taysom has played 4 games, right? First 2 games he played Atlanta and Denver. They had the training wheels on him. He threw 23 passes and 16 passes. You know, Denver, that's the week Denver had the wide receiver playing quarterback out here. But the past 2 weeks, Taysom has thrown 37 and 38 passes. He's had to ramp it up a little bit. They caught that L against Jalen Hurts last week, and now he gets Mahomes. Mahomes not gonna let you sit back and chill out. You're gonna have to try to get it done. And I've been off my guy. I got him in season long. I was so mad when Breeze went down because it killed his value. But last week he came back, had 10 targets because they were trailing. My man Kamara has dropped all the way down now to 7,400. Nobody's talking about Kamara this week. He's down at 7,400. They're playing Patrick Mahomes.
They got to
Taysom Hill with Kamara, bring it back with Tyreek Hill. I'm starting to feel that a little bit.
Hey, that's a nice cheap GPP.
Because I can get Taysom Hill at only 6,000, which allow me to pay a little more for Kamara and Tyreek. And Tyreek been a cheat code. You know what I'm saying? We used to. Tyreek has changed this year. He's 8,800. That's expensive. But Tyreek has changed. We used to Tyreek getting 5 targets, and he just gonna catch one of them for 50 and a touch. But that's high variance. You know what I'm saying? But they've changed how they use Tyreek this year. Tyreek now has 7 targets, 11 targets, 15 targets, 14 targets. Dog. We ain't used to that with Tyreek. We used to him to getting single-digit targets. Last 3 out of 4 weeks, he's got double-digit targets. So I'm getting Tyreek Hill at double-digit targets, yo.
Yep.
That's strong.
I wish I had an easy way to illustrate this phenomenon. But last week when I was in my wilding mode, I had Tua in one of my lineups too, because I was like, Tua got to play. He's playing Kansas City. Tua put up points last week. The game before that, I forget the game before that, who Kansas City played. Was it Denver?
They played Denver.
Locke had the ball. Tom Brady, that man they had to play. Remember we said, hey, going against Kansas City, he's going Tampa Bay, Kansas City is gonna have a whole bunch of short dinks and dunks. We had both sides of that equation right. I think Brady balled out that week, price-wise.
Yeah. He was in catch-up mode. It ain't look good, but it's still points on the board. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I wish I had an easy way to illustrate this. I don't necessarily know if it's true, but Derek Carr, how did he do against Kansas City? 22 points. He was 5,300 that week. Again.
Here's how you illustrate it. Here's how you illustrate it. Kansas City is 29th in fantasy points per game against quarterbacks. That's not because they're not a pretty good defense. That's because quarterbacks have to throw against them. They have to try to keep up. Andy Reid and Mahomes are aggressive, man. They not taking the foot off the gas. And history has shown Andy Reid is more aggressive on the road. You know what I'm saying? Because he knows I need to score a little more on the road. You know what I'm saying? So he's more aggressive. I'm in the dome in New Orleans, which is known for shootouts. Yeah. We got to look hard at this game. I
might have a couple stacks. I might do the Mahomes, Kelsey, Tyreek Hill stack.
Good. That's all your money right there. I'm telling you right there. Kelsey 82 out here.
But I got cheap. I can find something else.
Okay. If you got, I'm just saying. Kelsey's Kelsey's leading the league in receiving. So he's like a receiver. It's like a receiver at the tight end spot. So it's hard to pay 82 at tight end, but it allows me to play a receiver at tight end. You know what I'm saying? I'm beating you there. And then I'm smarter. We talk about this in season long. Like we do a lot of auctions. Me and you play auctions, which is if you haven't played an auction, it's the funnest way to play season long. You got to do an auction. It takes a longer time, but you got to do auction. But I'm okay with spinning up for the studs because I'm smarter than the rest of the league when it comes to picking these low price guys. I'm gonna beat you with the low price guys. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same setup here. I'm gonna go ahead and pay for the studs, but then I'm smart enough to know I can get some cheap guys in here that can hold it down.
Yeah. I bet that stack. Then I'm gonna see how that stack works. I'm gonna filter for some Mahomes. I'm gonna have him about 10%. I'm gonna have your boy somebody else.
But see, that's why I want to go to Taysom with it because I'm saving $2,000 almost. I can still put Kelsey
in it
and Hill in it, but let me get the $2,000 cheap because our quarterbacks. We talk about quarterback range of outcome is tighter. Like Mahomes will score 25, but Hill could get 20. and it ain't. But I'm saving $2,000, and I'm still right there. You know what I'm saying? So let me play Hills. So if I can get Hill, Kamara, Kelsey, and Tyreek, Gus, that might be it. That might be it.
Let's play around with that variation, see what we can do.
Yeah, just put a whole bunch.
Marry that without some of our other guys that we know are cheat codes.
Yeah, hey, lock them 4 and run you 20. Lock them 4 and run to give me 20 with them joints, man. Yo, that's it. That's yo, that's the one. Hey, that's the one.
I like that.
That's the one.
Some variation of that. We might have to switch it up. We can't give them all.
Listen, man. We need to put a paywall up on this joint right here. So you need a paywall on this joint because that's the one right there.
Yeah. What do they say? You give you the first one for free and make it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right.
What's the rap song, Rod? You know the rap song. What am I talking
about? Which one?
Is it the first one's for free or something like that?
Oh yeah, the first one all for free, but then you come back, you got to pay to play, baby.
Oh man, I know Reggie would know which one I'm talking about. Chums, anyway.
So good.
That's for our adult audience out here that understands hip hop and rap. I'm trying to make rap out here. Trying to pair the crack game to the rap game or something like that, right? Oh man, but no, this week 15, I think we've been extremely successful with our analysis, our talks, conversation. I'm looking forward to the next couple of weeks with y'all, and I'm also looking to see how we flip this next year, man.
Yeah, man. 2 more weeks, man. Let's finish strong. Man. 15 included, 3 more, but hey, yeah. Let's finish strong.
Yeah. Anything else? I know we talked a lot already. Anything last thing you want to say on your heart?
Nothing sticking out for me. Just a quick overview.
Cheap tight end in the smash spot. You already talked about that, but I'm thinking Cleveland, y'all. I'm thinking Evan Ingram again, y'all. This is his week. He's a beast. He's 4,100.
Oh, you looking at Sunday to Monday? That's a Sunday night.
Oh, that's Sunday night. My bad. I'm looking at the whole thing. My bad.
So on the low, hadn't had many targets. But we talked about the other week. We had Arizona guy, but we didn't have this guy. This dude Dan Arnold. We've got 4 touchdowns the last 4 weeks. Playing against Philadelphia, who's 27th against the tight end. He hadn't had the thing is, looks like they're looking for him in the red zone, but he just 3 and 4 targets. You know, that's tough to rely on. Keep counting on him getting a touchdown, but it's just something to think about.
Okay.
And I like DeAndre Hopkins too. People he's kind of DK Metcalf, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, Allen Robinson, AJ, like all these guys have balling out. DeAndre Hopkins kind of has fallen behind them a little bit from where he started because he started so high and cooled off. But this Philadelphia secondary ain't stopping nobody. We talk about how they have a pretty good run D. You throw against them. So if DeAndre Hopkins is getting overlooked, just keep him on your radar.
This is something we should say for the radio show coming up. But for Arizona versus Philly, they both play for Oklahoma. They both coached under Lincoln Riley. That could be interesting with their knowledge of each other, man. Similar style players, in my opinion. It should be fun to watch, man.
Yeah.
Actually, last thing, man. The other day, I I hope this doesn't rub anybody the wrong way, and I probably shouldn't say it because I'm starting to say it rubs people the wrong way. But man, these commentators, man, y'all need to be fair. You need to be fair when you judge quarterbacks. I was actually watching a financial show on Tuesday of this week, a financial show, and the financial host said, talking about stocks. It's like everybody wants to be a Monday morning quarterback talking about stocks. Everybody wants to tell you how good that Jalen Hurts was. Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback in the world. And I said, oh my goodness, this guy is randomly coming at Jalen Hurts. Dude, talk about your finance. Talk about Monday morning quarterback. Leave Jalen Hurts alone, man. That man ain't do nothing to you.
You ain't got to say his name, but is he an Eagles fan? This financial guy?
That's a good question. I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
You know what financial guy is an Eagles fan, right?
Which one? Who?
If I say his name, it might be the guy.
Who is it? I don't know.
Kramer. You know Kramer's a big Eagles fan.
He's an Eagles fan?
Yeah.
Okay. So
was it him?
If Kramer says something like that, would that be disrespectful? Would you expect that to come from Kramer, or would he not say that? On a Tuesday morning, bro.
Yeah, it's still a little disrespectful because your boy Ball, he beat the best team in the NFC. Why are you hating on him?
Dude, I ain't even had to say his name, and you picked it out. You a finance guy. We need to go in his lane. He comes in our lane. We need to go in the finance lane. Kramer, we coming after you, man, in a nice way. Kramer, we want to talk to you, man. You got to explain that to us, Kramer. You can't just be talking junk about Jalen Hurts, man. He's a good dude, man.
The guy just gave you a win, man. He gave you a win. I don't understand. Ain't they still hating on the boy?
Still hating.
I tell you. Can't win. We can't win. That's all right. What you need? I just beat the best team in the NFC.
Give a man a chance. I don't think Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback. Again, he's not top 50% of quarterbacks in the league. Just give a man a chance. He's a rookie. Like Baker Mayfield. Look, I'm a Browns fan. Yeah, we've had to endure some tough years with Baker before this year. So I gave Baker a chance. Give everybody. Everybody should get a chance.
Listen, ain't nobody out here hating on Taysom Hill, and he ain't. Okay, we can cut. No, we can. Hey, no. Hey.
I'm gonna snag that out. I'm gonna snag that out. Try to keep right.
It's the outtakes. What's the outtakes? We giving it real, man. We giving it real, cuz.
Keep it real on the outtake, baby. Keep it real.
All right, we'll leave it in there then. We'll leave it in there. I can't lie. When Taysom Hill first came into the league, I was hating on him that first week. But he's proven he's a player.
Yeah.
When I say I was hating on him for fantasy football. I didn't know what was gonna happen.
Right.
I'm not hating on him as a person.
Right.
I'm not gonna say something about Monday morning quarterback. Everybody tell you Taysom Hill's the guy. Like what? And this was a Tuesday. I could see if it was literally Monday morning, the first thing on his mind or whatever. But this is Tuesday, bro.
Right.
Anyway, I want him to come on. He to come on here and interview with us one day.
Yeah, man. Tell him bring him on. Bring him on, man.
All right.
All right.
But hey, as always, man, I appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir, man. Good stuff.
Good deal, fellas. Y'all did it again on the outtake. I know the listeners have heard it. The listeners better take heed to it. That's for sure. B. Foster, Ron Fun, giving you what they do right here on Fantasy Football Come True Outtake. And guys, don't forget to catch our full 30-minute show every Saturday morning at 8:30. That's the show that puts money in your pocket. And this has been another edition of Fantasy Football Come True Outtake, starring B. Foster, Ron Fun. Holla.
I'm gonna do this right this time.